What's up, duelists? Welcome back. I've got another Edison format banger for you guys. Couple of things before we get started. First things first, thank you for all of your support on yesterday's video. Hopefully, we were able to reach people who had no idea what was going on, and hopefully, we were able to make some sort of impact. We don't really know what's going to happen, but thank you again for everyone who supported yesterday's video. And then the other order of business is this weekend, I was going to Los Angeles for work. And as it turns out, there is a tournament going on at Collectible Exchange this Saturday. And I was like, do I have time during the day Saturday? And it turns out I actually do. So I am going to hit up this Collectible Exchange tournament. They've made me a bounty player. If you beat me in the tournament, you will get a token with my face on it, a Gorge token with my face on it, which is pretty funny. It's a nice little meme, nice little extra prize on top of the chance to win a PS5 or a Nintendo Switch. So cool stuff. Pull up. If you're in the area, come hang out, come play some games. I've been testing a few decks for it in preparation for going. And this is one of the decks that's kind of on my radar. This is actually a deck that people used to believe was the best deck in Edison format. About 8 years ago, 2015, 2016, pardon me. My bad, I had to cough. Okay, yeah. Around 2015, 2016, everyone was just like, yeah, Edison format is solved. Quick Draw Plant is the best deck. And ironically, it's a deck we see, not Quick Draw Plant, but Quick Draw Plant Frog is the best deck. And ironically, nowadays we see absolutely none of this deck. So it just goes to show how much the meta can change over time, how certain decks that are perceived to be really, really broken, really, really busted early on can change based off of playstyles, based off of information, based off of knowledge of the game, and just how we can get really wrapped up in our own sphere. We can get really wrapped up in our own mindset and think we can think something is the best deck and then realize later on, actually, there are ways to counter it. We discover new methods. I mean, things are being discovered in Edison format every day. So I think it's important to revisit this deck and see what people were on about, see why they thought it was so powerful. It had one, I think it was a sort of invitational tournament or something in 2016. There was it was the only real Edison tournament between Shonen Jump Edison and Edison Legends, or the ones that we had started hosting earlier on in the resurgence, the revival of the format. And this deck had won it or something. I don't really remember. And a lot of people were like, oh, it's just the best deck because it won the only tournament. And Quick Draw had won the Big Shonen, so they were just like, oh, this is just the next edition, the next level of Quick Draw. So I've got an 8-man tournament. We're going to play against our opponent here in a second. I think the deck needs no explanation, but maybe you'll see it in practice. Maybe you'll see it in action. Maybe you guys will see what's up with the deck. Maybe you guys will see what's down with the deck. Maybe you'll see why we don't play the deck anymore. Or maybe we should be playing this deck more. Who knows? Good luck, have fun. Our opponent for round 1 is Grain Death. If you want to play in these 8-mans, you can join the Really Big Yu-Gi-Oh! In Discord in the description below. And yeah, we run them literally every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, sometimes up to 6 times a day. So it's basically like a mini locals that takes about an hour and a half. And a lot of people really tend to like this format. So yeah, opening hand is amazing. We have the turn 1 Substitute Loop. We have Light and Darkness Dragon. So I think we're just going to go for it all. I think we're just going to pitch Treeborn, special Swap Frog, activate Swap Frog, send Substitute, and then I'm going to summon the other Substitute and go through the whole thing. We are going to end -1, which sucks, but we can pick that up. I'm fairly certain we can pick that up. Let's go ahead and get the Treeborn. Let's go ahead and get the next Swap Frog, send the Substitute. If he has Herald of Orange, I mean, it's pretty silly of me, but to just go through all of it like this. We're only playing the 2 Swap Frogs. That's a more recent adaptation that I've made to frog decks. I don't think you really need more than 2. Opponent is thinking and or thonking there. We do have the dupe block set up. Again, we are -1, but we have so many ways to pick that +1 up. Next turn we draw a card, we get Treeborn back, and then Caius gives us our +1 back immediately. So we should be okay. That's terrifying. I'm not going to lie, that is terrifying. This is probably Dragons because they are playing Upstart. Oh, never mind. It's actually Absolute Zero. Interesting. So the Absolute Zero decks, they sometimes can struggle to get through the dupe block, but usually they don't. Usually the decks playing Upstart Goblin are the Malicious variants of the deck. I think it's... Oh, maybe not. Maybe this is a Diva Hero Beat or something totally new altogether. Okay. So here's the Elemental Hero Monster, and here's the Water Monster for Future Fusion. Here's E-Call. Not what I was expecting. This is possibly Destiny and Dragoon or something of that sort. Stratos is going to search. Yep, Dogma. Okay, there it is. Yeah. Destiny and Dragoon. Pass the turn. All right. Well, we do have Light and Darkness Dragon, which is very good against this deck. I think the clear answer as of right now is to just summon Caius, banish the Stratos, attack for 24. I want to sack Caius for Light and Darkness Dragon so that if Light and Darkness Dragon dies, we get to add we get to summon something that actually is legit. This 1-for-1 is kind of dead here, but the cool thing about this deck is that if we do find Quick Draw, which our deck is pretty thinned out now, so there's a good chance we do find him, between Avarice, Upstart, and the 2 copies of Quick Draw that we do play. So we have basically 6 redraws and I forgot the other thing. 6 redraws and 2 copies of this. It's like 8 functionally. I'd say like somewhere around 5 copies of the card out of 27. So like maybe less than 1 in 5 chance we see it next turn, which isn't terrible, you know. But if we do see Quick Draw, we can make Drill, and then Drill can pitch dead cards like 1-for-1 and Foolish once they've already gotten their value, basically. There is some argument to holding out of the 1-for-1 too, because if we do find Avarice, we can 1-for-1 back into the Substitute and then empty our deck out again. So, yeah, that's the vibes, basically. Okay, opponent's really thinking and or thonking here. Here comes Miracle Fusion. Not what I was expecting. It's possible that a polymerization is happening in our future. But that's okay. I think that's fine. Maybe it's fine. I don't know if it's fine. It might not be fine. If he goes polymerization, fusions with this Absolute Zero and the other one, can't attack here. Can't attack because of the Dupe Frogs. Yeah, can't attack. I have 2 Dupe Frogs in play. That's okay. When I control 2 Dupe Frog, you have no legal attacks on a monster. Yeah, yep, there we go. Yeah, opponent knows what he's doing. He's just brushing off the vibes. Okay, perfect. So here we've drawn Upstart Goblin, which is amazing. Standby phase, I am going to bring back that Treeborn Frog. And this makes me very happy that they've burned their Miracle Fusion. I'm a happy camper. I'll say that much. Okay, so first things first. We can't attack over this Absolute Zero because we have too many waters. Let's go main 1. We'll figure it out. I do need to Typhoon the Miracle Fusion. Let's Upstart Goblin first, get a little bit more information. Enemy Controller. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is an out to this Absolute Zero. So if I go Enemy Controller, take it. It's 35, 24. He drops a 900. We double sack for... Oh, no, we Typhoon, then we double sack for Lad. All right. You know what? Sign me up. Sign me up. Actually, no. Do we have game? What is it? 24, 24, it's 49, and then we double sack for Lad? No, we just have game. I'm just a silly little guy. I'm just a silly little boy. We have game. So we're just gonna... We're gonna go for it. Hell yeah. All right. Well, this matchup seems like it should be easy-ish. Just might be a bit difficult if he's on like some crazy stuff like Vanity's Fiend or I don't know. I think DD Crow is gonna be pretty helpful here. I think Vanity's Fiend is obviously very good here. Those are like the slam dunk hits. From my perspective, I think Soul Exchange probably pretty good. It's just a way to clear Absolute Zero. Book of Moon also can allow us to deal with Absolute Zero pretty effectively. Treacherous Trap Hole is interesting. I don't know how good it is, but it is interesting at least. We've got at least 6 cards we want to bring in. I'm not necessarily sure about the soul exchanges, but maybe 7. So we'll go 6 cards first, and then 7 cards potentially. I'm gonna leave in the quick draws. I think they're very good here. I think Light and Darkness is very good here. I actually think Titanial and the Lone Fires are not necessary here. I think that they don't really help. And then I think the Upstart Goblins can come out. I think that's pretty safe. I think this is kind of like standard what you'd expect from this type of sideboard pattern. And then if we want to, we could bring in soul exchanges as well to help us improve going second. I think it's really only good with Vanities and Light and Darkness, so there's that. I think we'll just run it as is. I think this is okay as is. And then if we really need the soul exchanges for something, like let's say he has Fossil Dynas, then we'll bring him in for the next game. This hand is okay. It's not like ideal. We have Battle Fader. We would really like to find Substitoad. We do play the 3 copies and the 1-for-1, so we have 4 copies of Substitoad. But that's still, it's not very many. It's kind of the best card. He's opened up Future Vision both games. That's pretty fortunate, I'm not going to lie. That's pretty darn good. I cannot tell a cap as it stands. Here comes the Elemental Hero Absolute Zero reveal. He's going to send, I'm assuming, Ocean and that boy. Diamond Dude and Ocean this time. Okay, a little bit different. If he goes for a Miracle, we can chain Crow now. As long as we keep him out of here. Heavy Storm. Maybe I should have sided those out. I didn't know if he would have like Mask of Restrict, that type of stuff, so I decided to leave him in. But it's possible we should have sided this out. I don't need to use it till next turn, so we'll just pass. Again, we're just chilling and vibing right now. He doesn't yet have access to Stratos, which is good for us. That's kind of like public enemy number 1. I should actually be concerned about Plasma, now that I'm thinking about it. Hard Summon Plasma is one way that we could absolutely lose the game. So we need to be careful about how we use our brain control. And we also need to be careful about siding in those soul exchanges again in the next game. I think we need to absolutely side them in again. Because soul exchange is an out to Plasma. And that's how we lose this matchup most likely. Opponent big thonking. Another back row that's really good for us. 2 more back rows really good for us. Okay. And there we found him. Substitoad. There's that boy. Alright. I'm just going to Heavy Storm. Let's go ahead and take our 3-for-1 if possible. Hopefully he doesn't have something like Solemn Judgment. If he does, like, okay. Like, we're staring down an Absolute Zero and we've got to figure it out. But if he doesn't, then this is an amazing Heavy Storm for us. Why did he set Miracle Fusion? That's wild. Okay, so we can continue to pass, or we could commit a monster to the field. I think we just want to pass, because if he attacks us, we can drop Battle Fader, then we can go for the full Frog thing, and we can have a live Avarice. I think that's just better than burning our Substitoad right now. I could be wrong about that. We might get burned by something like Polymerization, Fossil Dyna, something like that. Miracle Fusion, Fossil Dyna. I'm not really sure, but Instant Fusion. Wow, that is interesting. Okay, yeah, that's not what I was expecting at all. Because he's got Instant Fusion for Mariner. This can summon Mariner. I wonder what he's got. Maybe Vanity's Fiend could punish us here. Yeah, if he goes Miracle Fusion, we maybe chain Crow just to play around Vanity's Fiend, potentially. He's viewing his extra deck, so he might have a tuner. Miracle Fusion. Yeah, I'll just let this resolve. I think that this is okay. Because, I don't know. I just think it's okay. Even if he has Vanities, we have Brain Ryza, so it's like, it's okay. He doesn't want to attack. All right. Second Avarice. Interesting. Well, now we can Brain Control, normal Substitoad. Man, I really don't want to burn this Brain Control, but we might need to just to out the Absolute Zero. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Normal summon substitute, brain control, take the absolute 0. I'm gonna nuke my own board here, but this is so sad. Alright, let's deal 3,000. Let's get the damage in. Yep, he's gonna take 500 more, and then we'll get 100 in as well. Alright, main phase 2, what we want to do is we want to sack. So if we sack 0, summon Dupe Frog, 0 activates in a new chain, 0 blows up my board, then Dupe Frog activates, and we get a Search Swap Frog. I think that's the best play. It's either that or we get Swap Frog and send Treeborn, but I don't really want to do that. I want to search the Swap Frog. So this resolves, and then 0, and then that'll destroy both our cards, and then Dupe. We'll search as Swap Frog. I think this is the best line because this gets us the repeatable way to fuel our Avarice. And we already have Battle Fader and Ryza to like chill and vibe and chill. And he's down 2 miracles. So basically most of his payoffs are like dunzo here. And there's Substitute, which is pretty much just our goat here. We could pitch Substitute special swap. DD Crow him and then Avarice, which would be funny. I think the best line is to just summon swap, activate, send Treeborn. And then next turn utilize our Substitute. We'll attack for 1,000. I'll actually leave the Swap Frog in play. And pass. Because he doesn't have a card to run it over with. Otherwise he would have used that to try and pressure us. And if he does have a card to run it over with, like, we would have probably had to discard it end phase. It just puts us a card closer to our Avarice. We, like, next turn we're normally Substitute anyway, so, like, having Swap Frog doesn't really even matter. He's accomplished his job. There's Prisma. Okay, so this could technically do it. This is probably a very bad matchup for him. I feel like he needs to, have heavier siding for it. There's Polymerization, so this is going to be Prisma plus Plasma. King of the Swamp. You can't do this, unfortunately. You cannot. Yeah, unfortunately, it must be conducted with the above fusion material monsters. Yeah, so you can't actually do that. You can make absolute 0 here with those two. Yeah, so it looks like that's what he's going to do, which is still very good. Don't get me wrong, it's still very good. We're going to take 2,000 because Swap Frog is a water monster. But we are going to be able to... Ooh, that's really nice. Standby phase, bring out Treeborn Frog. Go ahead and normal summon Substitute. And take it away. So let's go Substitute, sack Treeborn. Go get Swap, send the last Substitute. Sacrifice the Swap, go get Treeborn. Now we activate Avarice first. And then we leave the Treeborn, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're just trying to find Dandelion at this point. Because if we find Dandelion, then we just like crush. Well, we found Lethal, so that's a little bit better. But let's just do the thing so you guys can kind of see what the deck does first. This is kind of BM, but I think I just want to showcase why this deck is so not terrifying to play against, but like difficult to play against, because we can just Pot of Avarice like infinite times once you get Substitute in play. It's just like an incredible amount of card advantage. So like, yeah, that's kind of why people thought this deck was insane, because back in 2016 everyone thought card advantage was like the name of the game, right? And there's a million different ways I can play this from here. Like I can actually quick draw Dandy now. Activate quick draw, pitch Dandelion, special summon it, get 2 tokens. Let's possible I shouldn't be doing this because Sevilla's watching, and I'm assuming Sevilla's my next round opponent, but go ahead and make drill. Go ahead and activate Substitute. Sacrifice the token. Go get the Dupe Frog. Sacrifice the Swap Frog. Go get the Treeborn Frog. Sacrifice the Treeborn Frog. Go get the last Dupe Frog. And then enemy controller. Sacrifice Substitute. Take the absolute 0. GG's. So yeah, this deck, when it's going off, when people aren't interacting with you in reasonable ways, it's like kind of insanely overwhelming. That's kind of the vibe. Anyway, we are going to play against, I believe, Sevilla next. Let me see. Just checking the Discord real quick. Just checking on the Discord. All right. We play the winner of... Actually, no. We play the winner of Zico and Steve. Okay. Cool. So I think Zico is playing Dragons, most likely. That's what he normally plays. Cool. We shall play against him. Let's see what's up. Good luck. Have fun. Our deck is pretty darn activated right now, I shall say. But I do want to go first, so I'm going to pick Rock. I think it's important to pick Scissors now. I think it's important to go Scissors again. Dude, this guy is too activated. Third Scissors, they won't predict it. There's no way. There's no way he predicts third Scissors. Oh my god, how did he do that? That's insane. I can't believe he predicted third Scissors. That's a crazy prediction. In any case, our hand's good, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, this hand's solid. As long as I'm not, like, getting owned, you know? Getting ownered. What's the move? I think the move is just Lone Fire into Titanial. Bruh. Bruh. Alright. Smiley face. I just gotta grief him a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna go Lone Fire Titanial. The princess. She sees play. Set Torrential turn 1 is quite interesting. We had a couple of different lines there. We could have gone for the quick draw substitute stuff, but I think just getting the pressure on while my opponent has nothing in play is like where you want to be. Because now it's on him to answer this, and once he answers this, I have substitute into this, and his Torrential Tribute is gone. I'm actually just going to give him the Titanial. I don't think he has a way to convert it. I'm going to be honest, I don't think he has a way to convert it. Like, 2,800 damage is not enough here. He does? Tribute set. Okay. That's funny. Alright, well, Trap Dust Shoot. Interesting. Trap Dust Shoot doesn't really dismantle this hand. This hand works no matter which 3 we keep. So I'm okay with this. Because, like, if he takes Substitute, which he should take, I think Substitute is the right take, then he either takes Substitute or Quick Draw. You don't leave me with both Substitute and Quick Draw. That is stupid. Yeah, he's going to take Substitute. Okay, cool. Why does he have that tribute sets? But even this is fine, because we just pitch Caius. Pitch Caius, special quick draw. Normal battle fader. Synchro into drill. Activate Avarice. And be big chillin'. So Avarice is going to shuffle back. Fader. Quick draw. Titanial. Lone Fire and Lone Fire, I think. It's possible we're supposed to leave Lone Fire and not Caius, but I think leaving Caius is nicer. Whoa. That's pretty strong. Alright, so we've got 1 for 1 next turn. We just run over whatever he has tribute set here. It's usually like Malicious. Yep. Makes sense. We do risk dying, so I guess he's not on Dragons, he's on Diva Hero. I guess I was wrong. Difficult choices for us here, because if we banish the drill, we just risk dying outright. But if we 1-for-1, we can set up dupe lock. I'm honestly kind of feeling a little silly, a little crazy, but he can make dark end out the dupe lock. I guess it forces him to make dark end out the dupe lock. Huh. I'm gonna say big thing. This is actually really difficult. Because if we make dupe lock, he goes dark end, he pops, he runs over the other one, he attacks me for 17 with Gilman. We get back Treeborn, we have swap frog plus our draw for turn. Alternatively, if he goes Diva plus Malicious plus Miracle, we lose. I think either way we lose to that, right? It's possible we lose either way to that. He'd have to have Diva Miracle, which is not unheard of. But if he had Diva last turn, he would have just summoned it, made Catastor, and crashed into Titanium. So because I don't think he has it, we're going to activate Drill Warrior, pitch Caius to banish, and then pass. We could have left Drill Warrior in play too. That was another option. But again, I don't think he has Diva. Because last turn he would have made Catastor. He either does have Diva and has Gilman. Says, hope you drew Fader. I mean, we'll see. He might have top decked the Diva too. But if he had Diva last turn, yeah, like if he had Diva last turn, then he should have just made Catastor and attacked the Titanial. So he must have top decked the Diva, and then he has the Miracle Fusion. So we died to a top deck this turn. Either that or he just played poorly. Yeah, so we're dead here. Unfortunate. We had like a bit of a read on his hand, and he just got a lucky top deck. Either that or he played poorly earlier on, which if that's the case, then I'm confident about my chances moving into the next game. We've got triple vanities for this matchup. It's a very good card versus this deck. DD Crow can be okay. Trigodia can stop OTKs. He's pretty important. He has his own vanities, so Book of Moon is pretty nice. Soul Exchange is pretty nice. These are both, like, arguably okay cards. I think Cyber Dragon will be okay if we were going second. And the Treacherous Trap Hole has application. So this is, like, actually a large number of cards we're bringing in. It's possible we don't really want the Soul Exchanges. I think Ryza in this matchup is a little bit slow. I'm going to side one out. Light and Darkness is good in this matchup. I think Titanial is good in this matchup, especially if we can get those tokens going. Upstart Goblin, we'll side those out. I think enemy controllers, I don't know if we want Soul Exchange. I think that we might not want Soul Exchange going first. Maybe we do, but I don't know if we do. That's not certain. I don't know about DD Crow either in this matchup, but I think it has application. I think it for sure has application. Pot of Avarice, yeah, I think that's like where we want to be. We want all of our busted stuff going first. It's possible we just don't side this heavily going first. It's possible we just like leave in the upstarts, side out a couple Ryzas, bring in some vanities, and then like that's it. And our deck is just like fine. And then we can also have like books over like, I don't know. I literally don't even know. He has Evil Guy into vanities, which is bad for us. I think Quick Draw for one book is fine. I think the third vanities is pretty important. So is Trigodia. Maybe we don't need both Dandelion, but we don't have a great way to find it outside of Foolish, so I'm going to leave it. It's possible we just side out all of the quick draw stuff because it's so bad into vanities. I think we leave it. Yeah, I think this is fine. We'll just run it like this. I just want to have like a guaranteed like turn one good hand. It's possible I should have kept the quick draw in as well, but we'll see. This hand is okay. Typhoon Heavy Storm, not the best going first. I think it's pretty clear. Summon swap, send Treeborn, bounce swap, pass turn. Yeah, I think last game we made the right play, but he just drew what he needed to draw, unfortunately. All right, we're gonna think a bit here, just because I want him to feel like we have a battle stop. We'll take 1800 now. We'll give him a thumbs up. All right, cool. And now we did draw the battle stop, so funnily enough. Activate Treeborn, let's see if he has Crow. Hey, that's just gonna happen. I mean, there's really no reason not to do this. And there's really no reason not to pitch special swap as well. Activate the effect. We are going to send the other swap frog here. Battle phase, hit for 1000. Maybe he has Tragodia. That'd be bad. But either way, we're kind of chilling. Hit for 24. He's going to drop Gores. Yeah, that is kind of bad. I can't lie. That's kind of bad. Main phase 2. Swap. Bounce Caius. Pass the turn. We do have one Battle Fader, so we're floating at least a turn. We have Heavy Storm and Typhoon, so unless he has like specifically Dust Shoot, it's like fine-ish, kind of. He doesn't have a great grave setup here, so positionally it is shaky for us though. We are going to take a lot of damage. I may even have to take this 24. Let me think. Take this 24, drop to 21. I'm going to fade her here. I'm going to fade her. I think that is correct. He's going to set 2. Alright, we drew 1 for 1, which can help. Can help. Let's bring out the Treeborn. Main phase 1. Let's go ahead and Storm. If he chains Deck Dev, I do lose. He's going to Solemn. Okay. Well, in that case, let's get greedy. Let's get greedy, I think. I think we 1 for 1. Yeah, I think we 1 for 1. Pitch Caius, Special Subsitoad. Special Subsitoad. Now we have what in the grave? 4. So we just need to go activate, sacrifice Treeborn. Go get Dewfrog number 1. And then Avarice now. All 5. Okay, this is going to resolve. So cool. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think it's okay to get a little greedy because we have a 3-piece Duplock. We drew Dandelion and Foolish Burial. Okay, I will Foolish Dandelion because this gets us the most swag. Foolish Dandelion. Get 2 tokens. Activate Subsitoad. Sacrifice a token. Go get Treeborn, sacrifice, go get Swap Frog, send Subsitoad, sacrifice this token, go get Swap Frog, activate this guy, send Subsitoad or whatever, sacrifice Battle Fader, go get Treeborn, sacrifice. I want to get the second dupe, but I think I want to sacrifice Treeborn. Go get the second dupe. And then I do want to bounce Subsitoad to the hand. And do I leave the other one? Let's see. Can you make Bionic easily? Not necessarily. I think we'll leave the other one. And then just pass. I could have also set Dandelion. Alright, so we've stacked up our deck real nice. Here comes Caius. It's going to hit one of the dupes. Okay. Target, that's fine. Can't break this because it's a 3-piece dupe block. And then we drew Titanial, which is, or not Titanial, but functionally we drew Titanial, which is really good. So it's just a matter of if we want to bring out Treeborn Frog here. I don't think we really do. I think we want to summon the Dandelion. So, we'll main phase 1, normal Lone Fire, Grave, special out, Titanial. Titanial can now attack over the Gores. Oh, it's possible I should have attacked the Caius so he can't synchro with it. Food for thought. We'll pass. That might have been a misplay. That was most likely a misplay. Fuck. Yeah, because he can make it like Red Dragon. Ugh, that's really bad. If he extra decks Red Dragon, it's really bad. Really, really bad for us, but alas, and he's viewing his extra deck. Suck my balls. Yeah, I messed up here for sure. That was really stupid. I should have attacked Caius. That was very dumb. I just figured attack the stronger monster, but I forgot about the level mattering more actually than the attack points here because he can't attack me. So, and either way, even if he couldn't get over Titanial. So, yeah, this was definitely a misplay on my part. That might cost me the game. Darn, I'm silly. I'm big silly. That being said, he didn't have any trap cards last turn, so whatever. He can make Catastor, but Catastor's forced to hit the dupe. So, looks like he's just going to set and pass, leaving his Caius in attack. Interesting. Now that we drew that, I feel pretty confident. I think... I don't really know, actually. Think. So if I bring out Treeborn, double tribute for Titanial, or for Lad, do I sack the Titanial? That's a real question. No, I don't really want to. I do think it's important to get Lad in play. So I'm going to bring out the Swap Frog. It's just a matter of if I want to sack Subsitoad and Treeborn, or if I want to sack Swap Frog and Treeborn. I think it's Swap Frog and Treeborn because I have another Swap Frog. So we'll sack here, go for Light and Darkness Dragon. Battle phase, Light and Darkness Dragon, attack over Caius. I'm going to take 400. Titanial attack the set monster, and we're going to not negate that because it is a Spine Gilman. So that's a water that's for his Miracle Fusion, but that doesn't matter because Light and Darkness will shut off Miracle Fusions. He can't really attack us. He can't really activate anything. Chainlink 2, we can also use Titanial if we really need to. And yeah. Okay, wow. That was good. That was good. I'm happy we went for what we went for with the 1-for-1. I think that was definitely the correct play. I think setting up our board with the Dupe Frogs and just like making it like really awkward for him to really do anything, like making him forced to spend resources, like spend his Caius in that fashion and stuff, was really good for us. I think I definitely want Vanity's Fiend. I also kind of want more back row removal going second, or Soul Exchange going second. I think that these are like key cards. Trigodia, Cyber Dragon even going second could be potentially very strong for us. That's a way to just put a monster into play for Subsitoad to activate. So I'm thinking like these fucking 8 cards could be crazy good for us. Titanial was good for us that game. I can't deny that. As was Light and Darkness Dragon, but I think they might be a little bit clunky going second. Avarice might be a little clunky going second. Enemy Controller for sure is clunky going second. I think we can side out the Upstarts. I don't think we need Book of Moon going second because we have the triple Soul Exchange. So this is 5 out, and I'm bringing in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to side out 3 more cards. I didn't see Vanities from him, but I know he's going to be playing it. Maybe Trigodia is not that necessary. He can play around Trigodia by using Vanities is the problem. Maybe DD Crow comes out. So this is 6 out, and then we've got 6 in. Yeah. Maybe we'll just go with the one Cyber Dragon then. This looks good. Does it look good? I don't even know. Jinzo might be okay too. It's just a fat floodgate. I don't even know. Public enemy number 1 is going to be Torrential Tribute. As long as we can play through Torrential Tribute, then we should be okay. Public enemy number 2 is probably Pulling the Rug. This hand is good. Like, it just works. He has Rhoda for Stratos, so his hand also works. Our 6th card is going to determine how we start on this, though. Stratos. We are behind the initiative. I would love to draw Soul Exchange here. That would be probably the best possible. Evil Guy means Evil Guy. Vanities is in our future. That also kind of works. Yeah, that kind of works. So we can go pitch, special, activate, send Substitute. Yeah, no, this works. We'll go normal Substitute. Priority. All right, sack. We'll go Treeborn, swap, send Substitute, and then we Avarice. Putting all of these back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shuffle up. Draw 2. Brain Control. Ooh, that's kind of fucking clean. I'm not going to lie. Now, we could save it, or we could take the Stratos. I'm a greedy little bitch. I'll say it. I'll say it. I want that boy. I want that guy. I want that little dude. All right, let's go Substitute. Sacrifice Swap Frog. Get Swap Frog. All right, let's just get our Treeborns now. Let's get our Swap Frog in attack position, sending the Substitute. And let's go Battle Phase. 100. Yeah, getting in this preliminary damage is pretty nice too. 1,000. See if he has any effects. I'll attack for 18 too. I don't even care because now I have the triple lock. Okay. Main phase 2. Substitute. Sack the Stratos. Go get Dupe Frog. Substitute. Sack the Swap Frog. Go get Dupe Frog. So we have the triple lock. Brain Control Caius does out this. Evil Guy Vanity is no longer an issue. Evil Guy Caius no longer an issue. So we can just chill and vibe basically. Until we find, I don't know, something to do with our cards, I guess. Quick Draw, Vanity's Fiend. A lot of cards we can draw here. Light and Darkness Dragon, that would all be very good. So, yeah. I think it's the chillin' vibe era. The triple lock is so much harder to out than the double lock. You need to have, like, again, 2 ways to remove things. Or you need to be able to make like Bryonic and pitch 2 cards, which is just so much. He can have, let's say he goes Prodigy, Diva, that's 2 cards. Then he needs 2 pitches for Bryonic, so that's 4 cards. And then he can have like Miracle, and that will be very good, but we still have Gores even in that case. So if he busts his whole hand, like let's just say he has the nuts, right? If he busts his whole hand, and that's fine. Also, at this point, like if we get deck dev'd, that's also kind of fine. It's not great, don't get me wrong, but it's kind of fine. It's possible he is on deck dev, but he would have had to top deck it this turn. He would have wanted to set it last turn if he had it just to set up for it, basically. Yeah. That's how I feel about it, at least. I think this frog deck is really fun to play. It's like, it's really talent testing, I think. And I think you do have to get pretty lucky with the pitch special grapher. Interesting. This is strong. This is strong. This is not something I was anticipating, but this is very good, especially if he has Dark Arm Dragon as well. This is going to be difficult for us to overcome, I think. Deep Sea Diva. So that's Mistworm? See, I don't mind Mistworm. I don't mind this. Say all 3. Or just 2 dupe. Okay, yeah, I don't really mind this that much. His grave is set up, but I don't really mind this that much. Soul Exchange is kind of cool. Alright, so we'll go ahead and Treeborn, special summon. Invis 1. I think it is sack for Caius Gang. He might be setting up for the Armory OTK if he has another Diva. That's what I'm... Oh no, he pitched the Prodigy, didn't he? Or did he pitch Plague Descend Prodigy? He might still have Prodigy in hand. I'll let sack, I don't really care. But, yeah. We'll just pass. This is going to be a fucking close game, I'm not going to lie. He can make arm. Like, he can special guy, stack for plague, make arm. Normal junk. Plague Splitter Zombie, okay. So that's arm, stack for malicious. But then he takes... Yeah, this works. Yeah, this works. I wonder if there was a better way around this. I could have set Deep Frog to play around it. I knew he was setting it up. I'm trying to think if the math works out. He takes 1,000, I take 24. He takes 1,000, I take 24. Yeah, we're just slightly off. I think. Right? And this is actually pumped up. It's 1, 2, 3 warriors. So he takes 300 and we take 3,100. I think. GG's. That was a close match. I'm not sure if there was anything I could have done differently about it. I think he had it either way, right? You had it either way if you just didn't activate Greffer. Yeah. Yeah, the junk was unnecessary. But that was a good game. That was a good game. And we're gonna be able to watch the finals between him and whoever's in the finals. I'm trying to think if I could have navigated the game. I could have just set Duke Frog, honestly. But then he like does the thing, and then we have to summon Gores, and then we could have done something. I'm just not sure if like. I'm not sure if I sided correctly too, because like I know that that's the way that this deck normally loses. Is you have Lone Monarch, and then they have the Arm Colossal OTK versus you. That's like the #1 kill setup versus Monarchs from Diva Hero. Because normally they're not like trying to OTK you through battle faders and shit. So it's possible I should have cut out the battle faders and just brought in like Crow, kept in my books and my Treacherous, just ways to interact with his stupid cards. I think that might have been the best way to approach the matchup going second. I definitely fumbled that. I was not expecting Mistworm, but that was pretty good. I was not expecting Pitch Special Greffer. Yeah, that was a really interesting setup. There was a lot of stuff that I learned from that match, so I'm not too upset about it. And I think that like moving forward, I can approach those games a little bit differently. Like, I didn't necessarily have to have the full dupe block in play. I could have left Swap Frog there with the Substitute and the other guy, and then just been like, okay, if he has Evil Guy Caius, he'll banish the dupe, he'll attack the sub, but then I have a Swap Frog in play. I can at least bring out the Treeborn, sack that for Caius, hit his Caius, and then bounce my Caius so I don't get Arm Colossal. So I think there's like different lines where I could have like positioned myself a little bit better against what I was afraid of, even in the worst case scenarios. So definitely food for thought. Really, really intricate deck, this one. I think it's really fun to play. I think it's a good time. I don't think there's like much that I would like to change about it. I think it's like pretty much this. Like the only cards I'm like, Jinzo's probably could be another DD Crow. Like that's the only thing, or like a Cold Wave. That's kind of like what I'm thinking. Or maybe like the main deck has 2 enemy controllers instead of Soul Exchange. There's like little things here and there. But for the most part, I'm actually really happy with the monster lineup. I think Double Lad, I think having the Titanial access is really good. I wish we had Titanial in that last game, actually. One thing that's a little bit weird in this deck is if you do draw Dandelion, it's kind of hard to find a conversion. So that might be something to consider in the future, is like finding a conversion for the Dandelion, like Phoenix Wing Wind Blasts maybe in the main, or just some additional quick draw, something that can discard it. I'm not sure to get value. I'm not sure what gets value out of Dandelion more than just like Foolish Burial 1-for-1, etc. But Cyber Valley or something to take advantage of the tokens. I might also want to try some more Battle Phase stoppers that aren't like Battle Fader. But I think Battle Fader is just too crucial to get that second body for Subsitoad because of how reliant this deck is on resolving Pot of Avarice. So, probably wouldn't change this too much, testing it in the future. I think the list is like where it needs to be. I just think like something that I would need to do in the future when playing that deck is just practice, honestly. I don't have a lot of experience with these types of decks. I don't play frogs that often. I play them enough, right? Like I've played them a bunch on the channel, but in my actual like personal life, I sold my Subsitoads like a year ago. So I don't play them with like my play group. So I definitely don't have like the raw matchup experience versus things like Diva Hero where they're trying to Army Arm Colossal OTK you. Like I'm aware that that's happening, and I'm aware that that's how they win because I've watched the matchup a million times, but I'm not necessarily aware in the micro situations the best way to play around it just yet. Interesting. Looks like Dewstein is also playing frogs. So Ace of Spades or Zico or whatever is gonna have an interesting time playing the same matchup once again. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Swap Frog running into Snowman. They're playing at a reasonable pace too, which makes me very happy. I'm so happy. All right. Here comes the Substitute activation. This is just exactly what we were doing a few seconds ago. Frog lovers they're getting a video today. They're getting a banger. They're getting lots of Substitute activations. I actually really enjoy playing frogs in Edison format because I think it's not as degenerate as people think it is. Like the cards are like you're playing a deck that has a really cool and unique engine, but the unique engine is really, 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 really inactive. Like it just doesn't do anything on its own. Like you have to have conversions for your frog cards. And ultimately, if you're not drawing the perfect combination of frog card plus conversion, you're just getting owned. Here comes Caius, target Snowman Eater. There goes the Eater. And I actually think Ace of Spades is in a really bad spot here. He had no follow-up summon. He had nothing to commit to the board. His back row is inactive. I think he might be cooked here. Not 100% certain, but maybe he's trying to conceal a Torrential Tribute there. Don't even need to bring back the Treeborn. You can just slam this Heavy Storm. Yeah. And drawing Space Typhoon Heavy Storm versus Frogs is pretty bad. Not gonna lie. Really strong Heavy Storm there. Just, even though it's clearing 2 dead cards, it cleared a real card, and then, what? That's insane. He set Heavy Storm and Space Typhoon with Gores in hand. It makes sense, right? Because like you're going to attack, he's going to activate Mirror Force, you're going to attack again, he's going to Typhoon his own Heavy Storm, draw Gores. So it makes sense, but it still looks very silly on paper. Here comes the Treeborn Frog, main phase 1. Let's see if there's a Sacrifice. Let's see if there's a Manorc. Ew, that's gross. Chain Bottomless. I think this is a pretty favorable exchange if you're Dewstein, because you get 2 swaps, you pitch one special, the other attack for 1,000. You drop Ace of Spades to 2,200, and now any Monarch is lethal. I think this is kind of the point where the Frog deck just crushes. Dark Dust Spirit is a card I hadn't considered in my list, but I don't think I have room for it, given all the like Titanial nonsense that's there. Here comes Pitch Special Swap. Kind of exactly what I was talking about. Attack for 1,000, bounce the swap, and pass the turn. If you have any sort of battle phase stopper, if you're Dewstein, you pretty much guaranteedly win this game. Like it's going to be very difficult for you to not find the last 2,200 points. Looks like Zico had a lot of brain control. That is the wrong card. Ecall. Okay. So we're learning a little bit right now. Ecall's going to find Stratos, and I'm pretty sure that's all she wrote. He's probably going to set the brain control. He's going to attack for 18 just to get info. Here comes Battle Fader. Here comes set brain control. I'm not even going to bother setting the brain control. Here comes the Monarch, and it's going to be it. There's no way he doesn't have lethal here. Sure. No, that's not even lethal. What? Dog, bruh. Battle Fader should be banished here. I don't think it's going to end up mattering. I don't think the Ancient Gear list plays the other card. Can he actually lose this from here? Did he really fuck this up? Drop another Battle Fader, please. No? What? That's insane. Wait, he had brain control. Why didn't he brain the Ancient Gear? Isn't that just better? I guess, I don't know. I wouldn't know. You brain the Ancient Gear. You special evil guy, you brain the Ancient Gear, you attack for 33. Sack Kaya's, target the Ancient Gear. Or you sack Ancient Gear, target the evil guy, burn for 1,000. How the fuck is Dewstein losing this with 6 cards in hand? Yeah, the brain control was going to get set. I knew he was going to set it. I'm so in these players' heads, it's not even funny. Okay, here comes Miracle. Banish the Treeborn Frog. Yeah, bringing back the Treeborn Frog when you know about the brain control is just kind of silly. I'm not going to lie. But maybe you're just baiting the brain. I don't fucking know. He's got to have another Battle Fader here. There's no 6 cards in your deck that didn't win you the game last turn. That don't include Battle Fader. You're joking, right? You're joking, right? What's in his fucking hand? What's in his hand? Yeah, okay, that kind of counts. Alright. Here's another Miracle just to blow up the Trigodia. Can he even activate that? Yeah, he can. He has a hero. So double Miracle getting used. All things considered, a pretty strong draw from Zico here. Standby phase didn't even bring out the Treeborn. Like, didn't even bother. Here comes Mausoleum. Just gonna Mausoleum out the guy, attack the Kayas, and Yeppers. Okay. So, Ancient Gear Frogs versus Diva Hero. I think Diva Hero is a favorite in this matchup. Just because Absolute Zero is a bitch. But I think Ancient Gear Frogs has some tools. Most notably the triple lad with the Mausoleum. I think Light and Darkness Dragon is actually insane versus Diva Hero. It's like one of the best cards you can have versus Diva Hero. It's actually a card that I might be playing this weekend, just as a way to combat all the Diva Hero enjoyers in Southern California while I'm there on my journey, on my voyage. Man, what a tournament. This has been a really cool 8-man. We've got to see a lot of cool stuffers. Alright, main phase 1. You want to start with Stratos, always. The deck doesn't really function if you don't start with Stratos. I don't think you really have much else to start with here. Set monster is big pain. That is big pain. Unless it's a Treeborn. Because Treeborn in this matchup is very good. Another set monster. Jeez. Someone's getting fucked by a Kaias here. Yeah, I think so. I think that's what's happening. No. Set back row pass. Crazy. That's insane. Another pass? I swear, Dewstein's just been drawing 6 cards with nothing. Another pass? What is going on? Typhoon. Okay, there goes Torrential. Yeah, he was probably waiting on an active Torrential there. I think he's going to get rather punished now for playing so passively. He must not have had anything else to bait for the Torrential. Okay, here comes Substitute Activate. Sack Dupe Frog. No, sack itself? What? What is your set monster that you didn't want to sack it? Battle phase? What? It is Treeborn. Yeah, I knew it. Okay, yeah. Treeborn's really good versus the Light and Darkness. If you're Dewstein, you should have sided in some number of Vanny's Fiend, DD Crow, that type of stuff, but I am shocked he didn't sacrifice his set monster there. It has to be a Dupe Frog. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. So now if you're Ace of Spades, you have perfect info. You're basically like, okay, he has a Dupe Frog. Well, even then, I think it's better to end on soft Dupe Lock and get all the frogs out of your deck. than it is to end on this. Like, this seems much worse than ending on soft dupe block. The only thing that makes sense here is if he has both dupe frogs in hand. And even then, you should still sack your boy. Sack the guy who's set there. Battle phase attack is a dupe frog. Yeah, it's always a dupe frog. He just didn't go for the soft lock. Which he should have. Let's be real, he should have. Here comes Treeborn. If you can Caius this Treeborn, you're very happy. That's like dream come true for you. You should target the Treeborn because it kills your lads. Unless you're just hoping on the lads, like, chilling and vibing. You know what I'm saying? Like, chilling and vibing. Yeah, I think he definitely messed up with his frog sequencing. Here comes Caius. He's going to target the Plague, yeah. I knew he would. Just because, like, obviously. But you should actually definitely target the Treeborn Frog here. Is he really switching the Dupe Frog for 100 damage? That's insane greed. That's insane greed. He must have pitch special swap, bounce, extra normal the dupe. That extra 100 damage, I guarantee you doesn't matter here. Because 3,000 plus 24 was 54. Here comes Vortex. Targeting both. Or not targeting both, but destroying both. Dupe's going to activate. He must not have Light and Darkness in hand because he didn't target the Treeborn. Here comes Dinah. Ew, that's a sideboard card. But Dewstein does have a back row. If it was sent out to Dinah, he should have shotgunned it. Doesn't look like it is. Here comes Ancient Gajiltron. Enter battle. Do we have effects? No. Oh, compulsory we do. That is so bad for Dewstein. I swear, if he had just done the Froggy Boy play like he should have. Main phase 2. Pass the turn. Yeah, he is so fucked. He is so fucked. Holy shit. Yeah, I think Dewstein loses this one. Interesting, no back row. So he's got to have, like, brain controls and shit. He's got to have the comeback kill set up here. Which is why he's like, okay, Dewstein's going to spend his turn dropping to 1,600, attacking over the Dinah, and then that's all she wrote. Yeah, because it's not Light and Darkness here. And even if it was, I guess the Treeborn's in play, but because it's not Light and Darkness, the vibes. You get the vibes. I don't know where I was going with this, but he's just done. Any spell card here does it. Literally any spell card, any tuner, anything really. Unless he's got a bunch of battle faders. I'm trying to think. There's always that back row too that you have to think about, but like, what the fuck is the back row? Is it Tretch? Like, what the fuck is it? Just doesn't make sense. I don't really know. I'm not gonna think about it too much. Allure of Darkness. He thought really hard before using that allure. He must only have one dark that he didn't know if he wanted to banish or not. Looks like he found a secondary dark to banish. Set a bunch of back row. Intriguing. How does Dewstein navigate this back row? Standby phase. Main phase 1. Soul exchange, target the set monster. Sack for vanities. Okay, there's bottomless on the vanities. You can't attack this turn because of the soul exchange, so that's that. Just gonna pass. Looks like Ace of Spades' hand wasn't that good. There's Diva. That should do it. No, wait. No, yeah, that should do it. He's gonna activate Malicious. Priority Malicious activate to play around Crow. If there was a Crow, you would have to chain it to the Diva activation. Gonna synchro to Dark End, I'm assuming. Yeah, try and blow up the Gajiltron and just go for game. If he doesn't have Tretch here, then he should chain Tretch, hit the Diva and the Dark End. And the Dark End won't resolve because it doesn't lose the attack points. He's going to chain enemy controller. He's going to econ take. Here comes return. That's a big play there. Big boy play. And that's Armor Colossal. So, that's all she wrote. That's going to be game 2. We're going to go to game 3 here. Actually, you have Malicious Engrave. Were there other Warriors Engrave? I don't think there were. I think it was 29. I think it was like just enough. I think it was 29. No, he had 2 Malicious Engrave. Yeah, I think it was 3,000 then. I don't know if he had any other Warriors. It would have been worth at least checking to see if he had other Warriors there. I think that was a bit of a quick concession. There might have been a Warrior on Deuce Nine. I don't think there was. I think it was just Frogs, Caius, and Machines. So, yeah. I think Deuce Nine played that game poorly, but whatever. What can you do? And if you're Deuce Nine here, I don't think you want to pass your turn that quickly. Unless you're really good at bluffing. In which case, GOAT. What can I say? It's strange that we haven't seen a single Gear Talent from Deuce Nine in 2 games so far, when the deck plays 6. But we've seen multiple Tribute Summon to Ancient Gear Gajilton Dragons. I'm getting like flashbacks to Raunuk telling me that like he draws the Ancient Gear Gajilton Dragon way more than he draws the Gear Town, which is really funny because there's 2 versus 6. All right, let's see what's up. 7 cards. Exterm. That card's busted. I'm a really big fan of this card lately, especially in Frogs. I think it's just a good clean out to pulling the rug post board. Good clean way to like get your plays through basically. Reveal, nah. Yeah, you don't reveal here. He'll just say, yeah, never reveal decks online. That is something that I'm like on the fence about. Obviously, it definitely increases the power of Nobleman and the other Nobleman. But it does mean he has the other one in hand. Either that or he just doesn't have it in. I'll message him to restart. The other's in hand. Proceed, please. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Or not in deck. Yeah. Yep. Set. Big boy turns. Here it comes. This is what the deck is designed to do. Fuck people over with big dragons. Just one big dragon. Curious. You definitely don't flip this because you want to conceal info. Could potentially be Mausoleum. Could potentially be another Gear Town. Here comes set monster. He doesn't set another back row though. That's interesting. I wonder if he has only one bottomless trap hole in his deck. I know some players, a True Hero included. That's going to be a trade. But the Ancient Gear already got its value. It already cleared the Android. So he's already up a card. Solidly. What was I talking about? Oh, I know some DV Hero players only play one bottomless. Which is interesting. I don't know why that's the case, but I think it's something to do with the combination of deck space and just draw compilation. Like, you only really ever want to draw one bottomless. You're okay drawing 0 and you're okay drawing 1, but you never really want to draw 2 because in multiples it can break. If you're like going second or whatever. and it doesn't contribute to your engine. But we'll see. Here comes Junk. Activate. Target Diva. Let's see if this Junk Synchron tech actually does anything. Priority Malicious. Play around Crow. Malicious would have got crowed if it was going to get crowed, but you know the vibes. Better to be accurate. Here comes Colossal Fighter, and Colossal Fighter is now 2,900. 2,900. That's something. That's some damage. Let's see the Battle Fader. You got a Battle Fader here. Dude has no cards in his deck. I swear to God he's had 6. I want to watch a replay of this game because I just want to see what the fuck he has in his hand. We might do an immediate replay review of this because I'm actually super curious as to what he's actually drawn that's made it so he cannot play this game. Like, that's what I am just shocked. 6 card in hand, no battle stop, no frog stop, no anything stop. Here comes Space Typhoon the Gear Town. Here comes Summon Out the Yugioh. He must have another one in hand then to summon the one from the grave. Attacks the Junk Synchron. This is going to pump up the Colossal Fighter though. Like, this is just a mistake. Right? No, I guess not because he has Dark Dusty. Okay. It was more damage to Dark Dust main 1. You blow up both and you attack for 22. You just missed damage there. But alas, here it is. Here comes Miracle. The deck is firing on all cylinders now. Absolute Zero is going to attack for 2,500. That's going to connect. Here comes Gores. Okay, that's something. That's a battle stopper at least. Here comes Sack for Caius, and that's going to be the game. GG's to both players. I'm actually really curious what was in his hand. Because, like, broski, what? Bruh. Let's check it out. Okay, so first game. Let's go first game. Well, we know what happens the first game. Let's go to the second game. Because that was the one I was the most confused about. Okay, this is game 2. Game 2 was the one I was the most confused about. Alright, so he has Black Garden in hand. What in the fuck is this doing in your deck? Anyway, he goes set, pass. Opponent goes set, pass. You draw enemy controller. Okay, yeah, so the plan here is you Typhoon the back row. You summon Subsitoad. You go through all your frogs. You end on soft dupe block, Subsitoad, dupe frog. And then you just chill. Just pass, pass. Draws the Gadgetron Dragon. Why did he not go for it then? Why did he not do it last turn? What was he waiting for? I don't understand. What was he waiting for? Why did he wait? Here comes Swap Frog. Here comes Activate. Yeah, this is a strange play because if you attack and it's like Snowman Eater, it's like, that's bad for you. You'll lose your Swap Frog for no reason. What? Also, why would you do this? I just don't understand. Anyway, bounce the Swap Frog, pass. At this point, you could honestly activate Black Garden. Nothing's getting over Dupe Frog under Black Garden. Next turn, you could set it, or you could clear it with Mausoleum. Buys you a turn. Your opponent has to set a monster. You set Mausoleum over it. You sack for Caius. You hit their set monster. You run over the token. No, you don't, because you give him the token with the Treeborn. I could have played his cards. I'm just shocked by it. Yeah, like if I was Zico, I would have made this play too because the only thing that really makes sense is it's a Snowman Eater and you're getting greedy about preserving its effect. But if it's a Dupe Frog, you definitely should have ended on soft dupe. He drew double Yugioh, which is fucking cruel. But what should have happened here was enemy controller, take Plague, bring back Treeborn, sack for Caius, target the Treeborn Frog, attack for 400, attack for 2400. If he drops Gores, then you have Dark End main 2, and you have the Dupe Frog to protect it, or you can make Colossal, or you can make whatever, really. Alternatively, you could just... There's a bunch of stuff you could do here. You could also activate Black Garden before attacking into Gores. Yeah. This is a strange 100, but if you're Ace of Spades, you're probably just like, okay, I don't need to drop Gores here. I have Vortex into Dyna. And in phase 2, just sets enemy controller. That can't be right. That just isn't right. Here you search Swap Frog. Yeah, it just isn't right to set enemy controller here. You need to be able to bring back Treeborn next turn. I guess you're like scared of an OTK, but like you have, like if you're scared of an OTK, you don't set enemy controller, you activate Black Garden. Because you can always clear the Black Garden later. Soul Exchange. Yeah, so what should have happened here actually is... No, this is correct. Pay 2,000. Normal Ancient Gear Gajiltron. Attack the Dyna. Compulse. Okay. Can't do anything else. Yeah, that's tough. Attacks for 12. On this turn, Soul Exchange again. You could double exchange here into Ancient Gear Gajiltron Dragon and save the 2,000 life points. I think that's a better use of your cards. Additionally, you could also not attack the Dyna and just attack the Treeborn Frog. You can't bring back the Treeborn Frog because he's under Dyna, and then he also can't come back because he's under Dyna. So, like, yeah. I think you could just... You can make an argument for putting the Treeborn in attack position 2, running it over with the enemy controller. Or you could just save the enemy controller to make sure you don't get reversal by Brain. Here comes the Allure. And there's the return, and the game plan's kind of formulating at this point. Set, set, set. Draw for turn is Vanities. Does have the Soul Exchange into Vanities play. I think what you want to do before that, though, is you want to pitch special. So this is something that people don't think about that often, but you want to pitch special swap in defense position, and then you want to Soul Exchange into Vanities, priority swap, bounce the Vanities. And then your other Soul Exchange is live. And you can activate Black Guardian later. If that makes sense. And then you also have Swap Frog in play in defense position to hold off. So here's Soul Exchange. You want to get the Swap Frog in play first. I'm like fairly certain. Because once this is in play, you can't use your Swap Frogs. So there's the Bottomless. Now at this point, you actually have game. All you have to do is just pitch special swap. Enemy controller the Treeborn to attack. Go battle phase. Swap Frog or Gadgetron attack the Treeborn. He's forced to return start of battle phase. Or I guess you go Swap Frog attack the Treeborn. He's forced to return, and then you replay Gadgetron attack the Treeborn Frog, and you win. So yeah, definitely Deucetime misplayed this turn as well. There's a lot of lines here. Holy shit. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff he could have done. A lot of people forget that this first effect helps you go for game. There's a target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Change that target's battle position. Yeah, and this is game 2 as well. So you can pretty much guarantee that Zico doesn't have Mirror Force in game 2. Or he shouldn't have Mirror Force in game 2. That's like definitely one of the cards you side out versus the Ancient Gear deck. So basically what you do is you go pitch special swap, swap attack Treeborn, enemy controller the Treeborn to attack, and then he has to return there, and then you can replay a Gadgetron attack the Treeborn because he paid half. It kills the Treeborn. Obviously it's perfect information knowing that he has return set, but I think pitch special swap, activate enemy controller on the Treeborn wins through everything that isn't Mirror Force. So you should definitely go for that play regardless, and it plays around return as well. And if he has, like, let's say, Solemn Judgment for the enemy controller, then okay, you deal lethal damage afterwards because the Swap Frog runs over the Treeborn, and then the Gadgetron attacks directly for the last points of damage. So yeah, Deucetime definitely missed here. Good thing we reflected on this. That was kind of hype. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and yeah, peace.